What's up everybody, if you that don't know me, my name is Chris, aka Mr. Grow It, and I'm back with another episode. I'm happy to report that I've successfully conquered the fungus gnat infestation. I won the battle. In this episode, I'll talk about exactly how I battled those fungus gnats. And we'll also get a little bit into how my plants are doing right now, so a grow update. But before we get into all of that, definitely want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Vipaspectra. Vipaspectra sent me over their KS5000 LED grow light, and I've been running it for this entire grow. It is a bar style fixture, so it emits an even light spread across the footprint. I'm able to keep the driver outside of the grow tent, so one less source of heat inside of the grow tent. And it is dimmable, so I'm able to reduce the light output while the plants are younger and don't need as much light. Most of the grow, I've actually been running this light at 75%. That means it's only been pulling about 354 watts from the wall. That's definitely a low power consumption for a 4x4 space. They also have the KS2500 and KS3000. Both of those are for a 3x3 grow space. I'll definitely have links to all of those lights down in the description section below. And Vipaspectra hooked up my viewers with a discount code. You can use code VSMrGrowIt for a discount on any of their products. Okay, now let's talk about how I battled those fungus gnats. So in the last episode, I mentioned how I was using diatomaceous earth. I actually have it right here to show y'all. This one is actually by Build a Soil. It was super cheap. I think I spent like $8 on it. And this is a 1-pound bag. So like I mentioned in the last episode, I sprinkled a very small amount onto the top of the soil. Some of the plants I only sprinkled about a half of a tablespoon. Others I did a full tablespoon. And there were many people in the comment section that made some great points, which a couple of them I actually forgot to mention in that episode. The first one is that diatomaceous earth becomes useless once it's wet. So a lot of folks will ensure that they're putting it onto a dry medium. Other folks have mentioned that they just put it on the ground of the grow tent. And there were a few people that were shocked at the small amount I actually used. Some have said they put as much as 1 inch or 2 inches thick layer on top of the soil. So there's several ways to go about using diatomaceous earth. Just figured I'd mention that here. That seemed to work pretty well, but I did use another thing on top of this. So what I ended up using was some Captain Jacks. So this is a very common product. It is actually a neem oil. So I actually sprayed this onto the top of the soil, also on the floor of the grow tent because some of the fungus gnats were actually crawling there. A couple other things to mention because there is some controversy behind neem oil. First off, the general recommendation is not to spray neem oil while in flower. My plants are in flower. But I didn't spray the plants, I sprayed the soil. Also, nearly all of these buds will be destroyed from picking out the seeds. I'll only be consuming a small sample of each plant. The rest of the plant will go to compost. One of the major concerns is cannabis hypermesis syndrome. Believe I'm pronouncing that right. Just Google it to learn more. There's somewhat of relation to neem oil and cannabis hypermesis syndrome. However, there's some conflicting data, some controversy behind it. Some people are saying you can't really pinpoint neem oil to that. But yeah, I'll let you do your own research and make your own decision on that one. This stuff definitely worked pretty good. As I mentioned, it does kill on contact. A couple other suggestions in the comment section that related to neem oil is neem cake and neem meal. So I figured that was worth mentioning. I also want to mention that there were several people in the comment section that were very helpful. You know, sometimes as a content creator, when you put yourself out there and show problems that are occurring in your grow, you often get people that will criticize you or troll you because you have problems, that you're coming across problems. I think in reality, most of the people that have experience know that problems can occur. So there are a lot of people with a lot of experience battling fungus gnats, and there's so many different ways to go about it. There was a lot of helpful comments there, so thank you to everyone who chimed in on that avenue. So yeah, this stuff worked pretty good, and there were a few other things mentioned. I actually have a short list here. Natrol was mentioned, ladybugs were mentioned, nematodes were mentioned, or nematodes. Tomatoes. And then by far the most mentioned thing was mosquito bits. So mosquito bits apparently do kill off the larvae as well, which is super important. Some of these applications like the neem I mentioned just kill it on contact and don't control the larvae. So what will happen is the larvae will hatch and then a new population of fungus gnats will come about. So I actually ordered some of that. I've never used that product before, but there was an overwhelming amount of people in the comment section that has used that with success. So I figured it was worth picking it up. There are actually quite a few other suggestions that were mentioned in the comment section, but there are just so many solutions, really too many to name here. But I'd love to know in the comment section below, what do you do to battle fungus gnats? Let me know. Okay, now let's go check in on the plants. We are on day 38 of flower. This is a breeding run. I've already pollinated these plants and killed off the male. So all I have left here is females. As you can see here, seeds are clearly being developed, but they're not quite ready yet. When the seeds are fully developed, the calyx will open up, and the seed will appear. So I figured I'd get some close-ups of these plants. So let's take a quick look at them. I probably have another 30, 40, maybe 50 days left for these plants. I'll definitely be growing these plants longer than I typically would if I was just growing them for the flowers. But since I'm growing for seeds and I want these seeds to be developed, I'll give the plant extra time. That's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, click that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace out, everyone.